Hi, I'm Gabby. How are you?
Sam. Good, thanks. How are you?
Well, thank you.
That's good.
So how can I help you today?
I just was interested in talking to someone about myself.
So I'm a student, currently studying a Bachelor of Exercise Sports Science. So my role within Exercise Sports Science is to develop a greater understanding around scientific and applied aspects of sport, exercise and health.
Yep.
Yeah. So you're happy to go further?
Yep.
Yeah. So I'd just like to tell you that within this meeting, anything you do say within the room won't leave here, and you can have full confidence in having your privacy kept disclosed.
Yep.
Happy to go further?
Yep.
So before we start, I'd just like to gather a bit of information about yourself and then we'll proceed from there.
Yep.
Yeah. So how old are you, Sam?
I'm 20 years old.
20? Okay. Where were you born?
I was born in Newcastle.
Yeah. So do you live in Newcastle?
Yes, I live in Newcastle. Yep.
Have you always lived in the Newcastle area or?
Yeah, well, at the moment I live in Elybarn in Newcastle, near
Okay.
Lake Macquarie.
Yeah.
But I have lived in different suburbs in Newcastle, like Newlanton, Northlampton, Belmont and Charlestown.
Yeah.
But yeah, always in Newcastle, just moved around.
Okay. So have you always lived with your parents or?
Yeah, well, I have always lived with my parents. So I live with my mum at Elybarn.
Mhm.
But I also live with my dad because my parents are separated.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I split my time between both.
Yep.
So I essentially live in two different places.
Okay. So do you have any brothers and sisters?
Yep, I've got a step brother. His name's Connor. And he's 11.
Yep.
I also have a step sister as well.
Yep.
She's 5, and her name's Sophie.
Okay. So there's a big gap between you guys.
Yeah, there is.
So you're the big brother of it, the whole lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you have a good environment, like encouraging, supportive environment between the two homes, or?
Yeah, definitely. Everyone gets along great, and I split my time evenly between the two, and I enjoy both. There's not an aspect that I don't like.
Yeah.
It's a really good environment between both.
Yeah, well, that's good. So given the fact that you've moved around within Newcastle, where exactly did you go to school?
So I went to school. I went to primary school at Merewether Heights Public.
Yeah.
So that was kindergarten to year 6.
Mhm.
And then I moved to Newcastle Grammar School for years 7 to 12.
Okay. So did you do your year 12 HSC?
Yes, I did.
So what year did you finish?
Finished in 2014.
Okay, so a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So from now, are you doing any studying after your schooling years, or have you been doing TAFE or working or uni?
Yeah, I'm at uni at the moment.
Okay.
At the University of New England in Armidale.
So what are you currently studying?
I'm studying exercise and sports science.
Oh, righto. So in saying that, do you live in town or are you studying on campus?
No, I'm actually on campus at the moment.
Okay. So are you within one of the UNE colleges or?
Yeah, I'm at St Albert's College.
Oh, righto.
Yeah.
So how long have you been there?
So I'm in my second year, or just coming up to finishing my second year at St Albert's.
Okay. So you obviously enjoy the environment
definitely.
of St Albert's?
Yeah, definitely. It's a great environment in St Albert's, and very supportive environment, very friendly.
So you've been at St Albert's now for 2 years studying?
Yep.
Okay, so what sort of activities are you involved in within the college?
There's a number of social events and that type of stuff that goes on at college. So that's always great fun. Always get involved in that. Probably the main thing is I play rugby for the college.
Oh, rugby union.
Yeah, rugby union.
Okay. So what does that entail? Is that just the colleges versing each other, or?
No, so it's I guess you call it a town competition.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So there's a mixture of colleges and town teams.
So does the college have just one team, or how does that work?
No, the college actually has 4 teams at the moment.
Yeah.
So I'm predominantly associated with the 3rd grade team.
Yeah.
Which is more social than competitive.
Yeah.
So it is, it's just great bunch of boys and just everyone having fun and playing footy.
So I guess then that's another aspect of having bit of social connectedness there. You've got another group of friends from college.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, so in saying that you are finishing in how many years?
So I'll finish in 2018.
Okay, so you got a couple more years yet.
Yeah.
What sort of profession would you like to end up in?
Well, ultimately, I'd like to end up doing strength and conditioning coaching with elite athletes.
Yep. Overall, you'd like to work in like a team environment.
Yeah, definitely.
So you get on, like you can work well within a team and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So given that you live permanently at your house residence in Newcastle and you travel here for university during trimester 1 and 2.
Yep.
So do you go home during the holidays, or like what do you do in your spare time there?
Well, yeah, I travel home in the holidays just because you can't stay at college during the break. So when I go home, I'm usually busy working to pay for my time when I come back to college because I haven't got a job at in Armidale.
Okay, over the college.
Yeah, so usually I just work part time when I go home.
Yep. Okay, so what sort of work are you into?
Well, I work for my dad at his business. Yeah.
So what's his business? What is he involved in?
So his business is a trophy and apparel business.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm mostly just working part time.
So within the business, what's your role? Like, what do you do?
So usually I'm all hands on deck, making trophies and that sort of stuff. So that entails making the trophies themselves, like hand making them, making medals, perpetual trophies, doing engraving on them, and then also getting shirts and pants embroidered and all that sort of stuff.
So you guys make from the trophies from hand, and then you also do the engraving.
Yeah.
And you also supply kits of.
Yeah, sure do.
Wow. In saying that, you obviously do other things for hobbies or anything to do with other.
Yeah, I have a heap of hobbies.
Yeah.
I enjoy soccer, BMX riding, mountain bike riding, surfing, the gym, all those types of activities.
Okay, so there's a vast range there. So do you do that just for enjoyment, or have you competed competitively?
Well, things like the gym and surfing and mountain bike riding are more do for enjoyment. And I've played soccer and raced BMX competitively.
Oh, right.
So with soccer, I played for a number of years competitively.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm also just kick around with my mates and that sort of stuff.
Yeah. So then I guess that's another environment you've got as well, supportive environment. You've got another close group of friends as well.
Yeah.
From just the soccer and that sort of thing.
Yeah. And then similar, like same group of friends go might go surfing one day if the weather's nice, or go for a mountain bike ride or something.
So within the Newcastle area, is that where you competed with your soccer and your BMX racing? Or?
Oh, well, I travelled a bit. BMX racing took me as far as Cairns and those type of areas.
Yep.
And then soccer was mainly just around Newcastle and the outlying areas, like in Hunter Valley and that type of thing.
Yeah. Okay.
But recreationally, like just for enjoyment, I do mountain biking and surfing, that sort of stuff, just all in Newcastle.
Overall, would you say that you do have a good supportive environment in relation to family and friends?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, my friends are awesome. Like, always organising stuff to do, always being active. There's always someone around to do something with.
Well, like you say, you've got the college community in Armidale.
Yeah.
And then you've also got your family and friends in Newcastle, and those different aspects you play with sport and those sort of things, as well as your work environment. Yeah. It seems very enjoyable.
Yeah, a number of different groups there too are always keeping busy.
Yeah. So, in saying that, can you give me any example as to how those sorts of environments have helped shape you?
Yeah, well, all my friends, like, they've always pushed me in certain directions in terms of what I enjoy.
Yep.
Like surfing and all that sort of stuff. Like, I wouldn't have as many opportunities to do that if my friends didn't weren't around to do that sort of stuff with.
So company wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I guess most of my opportunities that I've received have come from my parents.
Okay, yeah. But they're sort of the backbone, aren't they, really?
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't have been able to do a number of things without their funding and their support and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, so like your schooling and away from home, I guess it's hard as well. You sort of got to keep in contact with your family, homesick and that sort of thing.
Yeah, well, if my parents didn't pay for my education at Newcastle Grammar, I wouldn't have received a number of opportunities that I did.
Yeah, exactly.
Which further pushed me into Duke of Edinburgh, which is...
What's that entail?
Well, that's just it's a bit of an initiative to promote kids to get outdoors and volunteer and all that sort of stuff.
Just to get more involved?
Yeah, that's it. So that, again, I did a lot of treks with them, like trekked through snowy mountains.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and climbed Mount Kosciuszko.
Would have been a very nice scenery anyway.
Yeah, we trekked through snow and there was a number of awesome scenery and all that sort of stuff. And then further again, that pushed me to pursue walking the Dakota Trail.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you end up doing it?
Yeah, I did actually.
Wow.
And then that leads back to I wouldn't have even been able to do that if my parents didn't fund the trip for me to be able to do that.
So in saying that, is that would have required you to do prior training, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so we did about 4 months of training prior to that, so big commitment.
Yeah.
And then obviously we walked the trail and that took 10 days.
10 days. How far was it?
About 89 kilometres, I think. Yeah, and so that was one of the best experiences I've ever done, and that leads back to being given that opportunity through the support of my parents.
And in saying that, when obviously your parents didn't go, so was that the age group? Was that just applying to people your age, or did it expand above?
Well, I was the youngest that did it.
Oh, really?
So I was in year 11 at the time.
Yep.
And the oldest would have been late 50s. So a bit of a diverse group.
Age group, yeah.
Group we had, but there was only about 12 of us that went, so we became really tight-knit by the end.
Well, you would have bonded a lot over the
definitely.
training and then actually doing it.
Yeah.
So, wow.
So yeah, I guess that's just another group that I've come to be associated with.
Another supportive environment. Yeah. And there's obviously would have been a lot of encouragement in doing that as well from each other. Yeah.
And since then we've had catch-up dinners and that type of stuff.
Oh yeah, so you've kept close.
Yeah, always kept in touch. Yeah.
That's good. So overall, I thought I might just summarise what you've said, just so I've got everything down.
Yep.
So you're 20.
Yep.
You're from Newcastle.
Yep.
You were born in Newcastle. You have 2 brothers and sisters. A brother, Connor, who's 11, and Sophie, who's 5.
Yep, that's right.
Yep. And they live with your dad.
Yep.
You have a very good supportive environment between your 2 families.
Yep.
What I've gathered. You went to school at Newcastle Grammar.
Yep.
Yep. You're now studying in Armidale at University of New England. You're studying a Bachelor of Exercise Sports Science. And you're currently in your 2nd year.
Yes.
So I'm assuming you're obviously enjoying where you're at in Armidale at the college you're at. Are you deciding to stay on? Are you going to stay on?
Well, yeah, definitely enjoyed my time so far. At the moment, I'm just obviously just before exams, so everything's a bit up in the air at the moment whether I'll come back to college. But I've definitely enjoyed my experience so far.
Yeah. Okay, so also you're from Newcastle, so you commute to and from in the holidays. You have a good environment. You work as well.
Yep.
You have lots of hobbies. You stay in close contact with your friends and your family. And after it all, you want to become involved in a team environment.
Yeah.
Elite athletes, that sort of thing.
That's
exciting.
The idea.
Yeah. Wow. Well, it seems to me as if you've got a lot of support and encouragement behind you, and I feel like you're doing well.
Yeah. Thank you.
So is there anything else you'd like to add, or?
No, I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay then. That's
Um,
fine.
well, how do we go about scheduling another appointment?
Another appointment? That's fine. You can either ring me or you can come up and see me, and I'll be here.
Well, no worries. Once I get my calendar sorted, I'll give you a ring and we can organise something.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay. Nice to meet you, Sam.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you very much.
No worries.
See you later.
See ya.